help with it. I can talk you through it.
If you follow any screen recorder page, it should be the Observer.
Yeah. I've got.
Yeah, Hayley. So, did you not see the Miss Dread show?
I've got it blocked, but I woke up because I went to bed about 3 o'clock last night. So I dropped the kids off at school, went to sleep for a 2-hour nap till 12, and woke up with loads of screenshots of the live. But I haven't seen what the live was about or what happened. I just know that Torian and Alicia and that were in the box. But that's all I know.
Yeah, and apparently they were all just meant to get along.
Miss Red was trying to play peacekeeper and trying to call a truce.
Wait, what's the petition?
Oh yeah, so sorry guys. Flaps to the Wind, if you give her a follow, she's actually got a petition to get racism off of TikTok.
There's two petitions. There's one Flaps to the Wind has done, which is about holding TikTok accountable. And then I've done another one about social media platforms like TikTok need to be putting more safeguards in place for people creating accounts to prevent people having multiple anonymous accounts set up under false details, so that when hate crimes and things are happening on the app, people can be held accountable.
Can I just say about the Observer? Someone's just said that the Observer's pals with Tam.
Yeah, I'm just reading that. What?
So the Observer's uploaded Tam's lives to YouTube. I think, in my personal opinion, Tam's made videos suggesting that Observer's done it as a favour, whereas the way I see it, the Observer's recorded lives as she would normally and uploaded them.
The Observer uploads everybody's.
Yeah. I think the Observer is really unbiased in that sense. I don't think that things are uploaded with bias.
Yeah, like she's saying, she just uploads what she watches. So even if like Tam's, like Angie's, like Pearl's lives, all that as well.
Mine,
so you can
mine's been on there, and I'm not going to go into details, but the Observer's a very kind person.
Dr. Puddin, thank you guys.
Yeah, I
does Pearl's Katie top lip, but I doubt that they actually are.
I feel that video was made to kind of suggest an alliance. Where if they might be friends, I don't know, but I feel I definitely got the feeling that video was made to kind of suggest that there's an alliance there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I get on really well with the Observer. The Observer, I would consider the Observer a friend of mine. I like her, and I think she's really fair. She helps me with cases and that sometimes. That she's honestly a really good person. Like I've got no problems with her, and I've got issues with Tam. Tam's making videos about me, but I still like the Observer. So I'm not bothered.
No, I totally get that. You're just questioning stuff. Pearl's hairy top lip, but honestly, the Observer is the best one because she is so impartial, and she does upload everybody's so that they're all there. If you know what I mean. Oh my goodness, 257 of you then. Make sure you drop a follow, please.
Right, Mary, I'm gonna. I'm prepared to ship my kids off for the night.
No problem, Sam.
Oh, lucky you.
I know.
If anybody does want to come up into the boxes, you're more than welcome. As long as you're being respectful and nice.
Bun.
Sounds like an angel.
Dear.
Oh, Shan.
Bun. RP. Bun.
Someone give me a quick run through of what actually happened on this Red's Live.
She wants everyone to have a truce, and it's not happening.
She wanted everybody to have a truce. She was basically like Torian, like, if you stop speaking on Pearl and Angie, then we could call a truce. And then MT was in the box, obviously, because he's the best person to have there, instigating that they should all just get along and stop talking on each other's names when they're not getting the fact that it's because Pearl, obviously, with the racism, that's the reason why people are talking on her name, because of the racism, not because of some silly little back and forth. It's because they're calling out bad creators who promote bad things on this app, and why shouldn't they still?
they're not talking on their name, so that's the thing. Like, Pearl could be anybody. They're talking on the fact that this particular person's racist. And it doesn't matter if it's Pearl. And it should be talked about.
Exactly. And it's just, I just don't think it was the platform to do it. But I understand why Torian and Alicia I always get it wrong. Alicia got into the boxes because obviously they're speaking on their name. They should be there as well. But I don't think they actually got what the situation was, if you know what I mean. It's not a case of she said something bad about, she called me ugly, so I'm calling her ugly back. Do you know what I mean? This is a whole major social issue. And that is the reason why they're being called out. They're not just being called out because they said stuff about family members or anything like that. It is because of the racism that is a major social issue and that Torian and Paigey face every single day, and that are up against this every single day in all these boxes all the time. It's not just a case of, oh, let's have a truce now. I'll stop talking about you, so you just stay in your boxes over there and spout racism and to children and everybody that's in your box, and I'll stay in my box over here and not say anything about it, and I'll just let it continue because I'm not allowed to say anything to you because we've now got a truce. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I do. Yeah, that's why I don't get. Like, honestly, like, nobody wants to be friends with a racist, especially a black person. A black person does not want to be friends with someone who hates them because of the colour of their skin. Like, it's just, that's why, like, as soon as I saw racism from any of these people, they're blocked. All of them blocked permanently on my profile. I don't want to be friends. I do not want to come in your box. I do not want to try and educate you on something you should have known since you were 10 years of age at least. Like,
exactly.
That is not okay. Do you know what I mean? I see everyone 100% equally. I love Torian. I love Paige. And these are my friends. So as soon as you hurt them, you're done with me. Like, and even if Torian forgive them, I would never forgive them because I don't want racist people around me.
Exactly. And the thing is, guys, sorry, I'm just conscious. If anybody does want to come up, please do just request the box. Anybody is welcome as long as you're respectful. But yeah, it's basically like what they're not getting is, it's not a case of I'm not just going to be in there not watching your live. It's a case of when you're in a live spouting racism, or if you're in a live attacking DV survivors or making somebody feel uncomfortable or anything like that, it's going to be called out. I'm not just going to sit there because we have a truce and I don't want to call on your name. No, it's going to be called out. People are going to call it out.
Yeah.
To sit there and say nothing is to do nothing.
Yeah. That's it. Like, I don't want a racist to ever be able to sit comfortably in a box again. Like, if you're a racist and you're not apologetic about it and you're not making changes to not be racist, then yeah, I'm going to come in the box and, well, I'm going to come in the live. I might come in the box and make you uncomfortable. Like, sorry.
Yeah, no, I just think it's crazy. Like, someone just said Miss Red said it's okay because Troy, because it was 12 years ago. Miss Red's racism on Facebook was about that long ago as well, but it's still racism. And because you haven't come out and gone, actually, I'm a whole different person now. Like, I've been on the app, I've learned about it, like, I've seen actually how it is affecting the black community. Like, you've lied about it and said someone else did it. So to me, like, you're still that. So I just don't think, if it was like a 18-year-old kid using the N-word, I'd be like, right, I can educate you on why you shouldn't be doing that. But when you're a 60-year-old woman and you still think it's okay to do those things, I haven't got time to educate stupid, man. I'm not doing it.
Exactly.
And, you know, people did try, like Paigey and Torian tried to educate her. And what did she go and do? 3 weeks later? She did the exact same thing again. So
yeah, because it was enabled the first time, she thought it was okay. She didn't have to learn from it because there were still people watching the lives. There were still people okay with it. Now, people don't have to be black to understand racism yet. You'll never feel it. But imagine being hated just on sight. Like, no matter what you do, people are going to drag up every bit of trauma you've ever gone through. And people don't understand that. People go, oh, it's just a word. It isn't just a word. It's unforgivable in my eyes. Like, I literally blocked Pearl the day she said that first time. Yes. I blocked Angie the day that I saw her be racist the first time. I'll never unblock these people. I don't want a truce. I don't want to work with you. I don't have time for you. I don't care how many followers you got. I don't care.
It's picking on the one thing that someone can't change about themselves as well. Do you know what I mean? You can pick on anything if you're going to be nasty, but the colour of someone's skin, you've got no power over it, have you? So it's just nonsensical. Stupid.
Exactly. Hi, M. Smith. Are you okay?
Yeah, not too bad. I was just scrolling through and I thought I'll just jump in the box, just say hello.
Hi. What's your opinion on it?
On what, sorry?
Oh, we're just discussing the Misread live from this morning.
Nah, to be honest, I don't know. I mean,
I think you're spot now, eh?
No, usually when I come in, like, you know, when I come in people's lives, it's like I'm a couple of chapters behind. But you see, from my perspective, you're very, like, not you, but, you know, you're very weak to the point where, you know, you go for something visually. Do you know what I mean? On colour, on way, or anything like that. It's weak.
Yeah.
I don't really, you know, people could say I'm a bully, you know, because I trolled Lucy for about a year. Lucy Rose, my ad. But I've never ever gone for anybody else at all, because it's not who I am.
Okay. Why did you troll her?
She's chum bucket.
Okay, Mike. I think you're done.
Matt who? From Angie's Live.
Mike, can somebody block him? I don't know how you block him.
I've done it.
Have
Is
you
he
done
like
it?
is he like a full-grown man? You thought that would okay?
Man's using that phrase. What an idiot.
Love how, yeah, Mike, considering that you were like so slow at getting that out. If you're going to troll, Mike, be a bit better at it.
I know, be funny as well. Like, I don't mind a funny as well.
That's what I was missing, the funny aspect of
He
like,
was like,
fucking personality. I used to troll. Okay, go away.
Who's Lucy? Oh my god.
Next.
Like, seriously? Mike, do better. Please do better.
I've blocked him, by the way, babe.
Baby reindeer. I do know who Lucy Rose is, Chantel, but I just like the fact that he came up here and literally felt the need to. She's won the PLM, isn't she? I think, if I'm right. But just to come up and be like, wow, yeah, I don't have. Obviously, Lucy Rose is disgusting, but coming up in this situation when we're trying to talk about no hatred, just to get that point across is a bit crazy.
Yeah, the thing is everybody, whoever Lucy Rose is, etc., etc. I don't actually know who she is. Thanks for letting me know, Hayley. But don't use all these derogatory terms. He was taking ages to get his point across. It was obvious he was just here for a troll.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's the one that had the peddler boyfriend that
Yeah, she is.
the beginning of the whole PLM thing on here, I think.
Yeah.
I know she is.
Oh, Lucia, how are you, love? Come up to the box if you want. Well, we know you love a box, so...
It's funny that he's like said that he's a weathered troll, as in he's been doing it for over a year, yet he did the shittest job just now. Like,
I know, he must have been a bad troll. I heard on the streets that Alicia will come in anyone's box.
Wait!
Only mine at the moment, please, Alicia. Let's be together.
Thanks, sweet cheeks.
Say her name 3 times and she appears.
Hey, beautiful.
Hi, darling.
I was avoiding TikTok today, but then obviously everyone was messaging me about that live that was going on. So,
How are you feeling? Are you okay? First and
yeah,
foremost, are
I'm
you
alright.
okay?
I just wanted a break from it all. Like I went into said person's live yesterday and just started blocking everyone in the comments because I thought I don't want you lot watching my shit. I don't want you in my lives. I don't want you looking at my profile. I don't want you cam 2ing me. So I just started blocking everyone. And while I'm in there, I haven't said one word. I'm in there like on private. They start talking about my kids, you know. So then I did pipe up, and then it's like, oh, but you're in her live, you know. I don't want to speak on her because I can't be asked with it anymore. I'm going to lose my shit, and I don't want to.
Yeah, we're not speaking on that at all. We're just speaking on the...
But I went in to speak on Troy because I stand by that.
Yeah.
Is that what the discussion was?
No, we're just speaking on the fact that I think they missed the whole point with it's not a case of you can just have a truce and that's it. Especially with stuff like racism. If you're a racist, people are going to call you out. I'm not just going to sit and let you spark up a live, spout racism, and me just sit there because we've decided to call it a truce, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't think Miss Raid was getting that whole... None of them were getting that point
I just
at all.
feel like when that woman come into the box and made it all about personal shit that's been going on, she should have been dropped.
Yeah.
Because I went in when Tam was in, when they were speaking about Troy, and I went to speak because obviously that happened on my live yesterday. Nick Nack, I'll message you for your Insta. But yeah, it just all got massively sidetracked by Angie's lies, basically.
Yeah, as it always does.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, the whole thing was basically sidetracked, and you can't ask Torian or Paige to just have a truce with people that have racially abused them and continue to do so and will continue to do so even after they've been educated.
Paige and Torian speak on racism, specifically racism on this app.
Yeah.
And if someone's racist, they're going to speak on it, no matter who it is, no matter when it was, they're going to speak on it. And if people don't want people to speak about them,
don't be racist.
Racist. You know, sitting there saying, oh, well, thingy, it was ages ago with Troy. First of all, no, it wasn't. There's been a few occasions, even recently, where he's used these slurs. Yeah. And I don't think he should be able to speak about people. South Park lovers, can you block that account? Because that's Rosanna.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like, even yesterday, when you tried to talk to Troy about it, he was still laughing and kind of making out that he'd do it again. So that's not 12 years ago. That was yesterday.
Yeah,
Max,
exactly.
I'm going to make you a mod, love. If that's okay, we'll talk this happen.
It's it makes no sense. I just don't get it. Like,
he
some
made
behaviour
himself look stupid yesterday, massively, and I didn't want to take away from Tinks and what was going on. That's why, like, Torian and that said, because obviously it's not down to me. It's not down to me to it's not down to me to sort of bring stuff up like that when we're speaking of, when there's that thing was going on with this guy, Cockney Ben, and I didn't want to take away from that, but this guy wanted to come and explain himself, but when he explained himself, he just made himself look even stupider.
Shan, I'll make you a mod as well, love.
Yeah, no, some of the comments I saw from Troy yesterday were gross, and then obviously it was at the same time that people were asking me to do that exposure, and I said, look, I'm not having that man ever on my platform, so you can come back to me with a different offer, but I will not have him, because I just don't see that's like, me and Elisa are both in the situation where we have children who are not pure white, so we are seeing these comments.
You're going to be a mod as well.
We're like seeing these comments and thinking like, this is going to be 10 times worse when our kids are at this age. Do you know what I mean? It's not okay. So I'm trying to teach my kids about racism from home, particularly my daughter who is obviously Cherokee Indian, and then I'm seeing all these adults and that, and I'm thinking one day you're going to break my daughter's heart, and I'm not having it. Like, it's just like things need to change.
Yeah, 100%. And like, obviously my children, I feel like I'm always saying this, right? But my children are Muslim. Their dad's half Pakistani, their granddad's Pakistani. So when people are like those messages
from
Troy, speaking on Pakistanis and like all the stuff they were saying, it's a subject close to my heart. Yeah. And I want to raise my children, even though they present as white children, they're still what they are. Their heritage is what it is. And I want my kids to stand up for themselves and be able to say to people, this is wrong and this is why it's wrong.
Right, there you go, Alicia. Finally modded you. I always said I never would.
Finally mod.
Oh no, I'm having a wasp situation.
I'm blocking everyone.
So,
block me, babe.
Block or mute at your will, mods. You will know. Hi, Button Bell. How are you? Some people wanted a recap on what happened. It's just basically that Miss Red held the live this morning and had Alicia, Tam, Torian and Paige and things in the boxes. And it turned into trying to have Alicia and the Lucivangi and Torian and Pearl all basically have like a, what's it called? Truce. But what we're trying to explain is that I don't think they got the point that it's not with racism, it's not a case of calling a truce and never speaking on someone who's racist name again. It's a case of they are a racist, so we will call it out until they do come off the app.
Mary, can you give me Supermod? Because then I can see the people that have got their ranks off and I can block them if they're wrong uns. Sorry. I won't kick anyone out or rise anyone.
How do I do Supermod?
So if you click on me and then mod settings and go to it's something about guests.
Manage guests.
Yeah, then I can see.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I've put that on for you, love.
Yeah, no, it's you know, it's got to be a thing where people have stopped giving boxes to people you know are racist. You've got to stop allowing racists to have a voice on this app, because it's not like just Torian who's affected by what they call Torian. It's the whole community of black youth who are watching that thinking, oh my God, that's okay for people to do to me. It's the whole group of white children watching it thinking it's okay to use those names. Like, in real life, this doesn't happen. Like, I've never seen blatant racism. Like, I know it does in some places like London and that, like, you'll see it. Because I'm a white person, obviously, it's not aimed at me. So I know it happens and I know it's out there. But on TikTok, it is blatant every day.
But we should to call people out, Hayley, without
100%.
getting a load of abuse. Like, if people are ignorant and people are saying stupid, dangerous stuff,
100%.
we should be able to call anyone out on that without getting abuse, without going on a platform and being attacked by 4 people in the boxes.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
this is what I'm talking about. This is why I said to Pearl to come into my boxes the other day, seeing as she wants to stand on everything that she believes in. Well, come in here, Pearl. Come in here. I'm waiting. The thing is as well, we just keep saying, what do people want from us? We want you off the app. That is what we want. We want you to not have an account, to not be on this app, to not go live, and to not spout whatever comes out your mouth, to not be able to hold lives with all the other people of the same like ADL groups in your boxes. That is what we want. We want you off the app, and that is it.
That's what I want.
Sweet sugar dumpling, contradicting yourselves. What about CLA? Like, there's just such a presumptuous comment. Like, I literally have another account dedicated to CLA, basically, and I had an account banned because I was posting videos of the night when she was the most racist that I've seen her. And unless I've just not seen it, in the last week, she's not said any racist comments. However, other people have. So why would you rather that we detract attention from this current event and focus on something?
There's so many small creators that are racist as well, that go under the radar. Donna, point them out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Point them out.
Yeah.
By making today about CLA, it takes away from what's just happened. Like, obviously, like I block CLA as well. Like, I've got no time for her either.
Yeah, I want CLA off this app as well.
Yeah, when she does it, we talk about it. But right now, we're talking about like Paige and Torian being silenced on this app because people are allowed to be racist. But if Torian stands up for herself, she is aggressive. She is a bully.
For the heartbeat, guys.
Black woman who's articulate and intelligent.
And I've said it once and I'll say it again. Torian gets so much shit on this app and people poke her and poke. She goes in a live, even if she's not in the box, she'll go in the comments and she gets jumped on.
Yeah.
And when you speak to her just about normal day-to-day stuff, she's normal like us, everyone. She's just a normal person. She's just passionate and she gets pissed off because people are thick.
I love Torian. I've got a lot of time for Torian, man. She was in my box yesterday. We were playing a game yesterday evening. We were just having fun for a bit, making animal noises, having a competition. She's like so fun. People don't like Torian because she's a beautiful black woman. Let's be honest, she's stunning and she's clever and she's a threat.
It's like everybody's Torian and Paige are just in boxes and every day fighting this fight. Blah, blah, blah. They're not. See, if you actually watch them when they're live, as Hayley said, they were playing a game yesterday. It was so funny. Torian had a live as well where we were all just mucking about. Paige as well.
Oh, sorry, I just made myself big box. I didn't mean to do that.
Actually, abusing the mod. Actually, do.
She's abusing her powers already.
Somebody put as well. It needs to. Yeah, so it needs to keep being spoke about to get them off the app. We can't just stop speaking about this, guys.
No. Good afternoon, everybody. I love everyone in the boxes. I respect everyone in the boxes.
Everybody follow Button Bell as well, please.
You know what, right? I have got so many things to say on this live. Number one, Red's platform is an echo chamber. To turn sub on, right? So I'm not going to sub to you to comment, but actually, you know, with all of the violations that we get anyway, with what I was going to comment, I wouldn't have got posted anyway. What is so infuriating is that because Red is a white woman, right? It's like this watering down of like really like important and difficult topics that Paige and Torian in particular have brought awareness to. And as people have started to say, just because say Torian and Paige say something's okay, what about the 5 point however many thousand people in the in that live listening, right? I don't speak on behalf of all white people, and they don't speak on behalf of all black and brown people. So they were asking for something which, well, for Torian in particular, that she shouldn't, like, she should never have been being asked for, because it's not the point, you know. I honestly, I'm patronizing and condescending, and you know, them trying to like get everyone to agree, oh, we're not going to talk on each other, oh, we're not going to talk on each other. But no, what you're trying to do is something very dangerous, and is silence people talking about racism. So I'm sorry, racist Pearl, that's exactly what you are. And Angie, oh my God, her platform is dangerous, it is harmful, it is triggering. And I honestly think that more and more of us just need to, like, even with Reds this morning, I can't say that I wasn't like, oh man, like all of my like I say, Torian was in the box, Alicia was in the box, Paige was in the box. And like, I know we go to those big platforms, but on the other hand, if she's doing sub-only chat, and if she's got other people like that Hayley in the box who is a racist defender, right, then it's kind of like losing the power in the conversations that we're having. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get what you mean, hun.
Yeah, I just feel really passionate about the fact that people who are just like you and me, right, Joe Blogs, who have got a bit of a following on the app, now think that they can control other people and tell them what they can and can't say. Listen, she might be misread, and it might be Pearl, and it might be delusive, but they are just a normal, average, everyday person who just happen to have people watch them. Right, so we just need to not look at the number necessarily, but when we're doing the awareness, be grateful that we've got 5 or 10 or 100 people in the room, because it's about the ripple effect that you'll have in your everyday house. We can all sit on the app and say what we want, but it's what we do when we turn it off that matters.
You've also got to think about the fact of like who the demographic is of the people who are watching. Now, like the majority of Misread's viewers, I think I'm just going to assume that they do like align with her particular way of thinking. So, and the same with Angie's live. So if they've got a lot of viewers in their live, one would assume that a lot of those people kind of align with her. So if an awareness is going on in those lives, you're kind of preaching to people who don't want to listen. They've already made their minds up. Whereas in a room like this, there might be smaller numbers, but there are actually more people here who will have like a positive effect and will kind of join the cause rather than fighting against the cause. So I don't think numbers really mean that much of things.
Can I just go
back? Oh my God, thank you guys for the butterflies. Sorry, Luann, yeah?
Sorry, I'm friends with Alicia. I'm a clout chaser. No,
we love a clout chaser in here.
And I'm being serious now. The fact that she put Misread puts, I didn't watch it all. I just skipped in and out this morning. So I'm sorry, Alicia, that I weren't back in you guys' call or on that. I do apologise for not being around and sort of helping and sticking up for you all. But the fact that what I'm trying to get at is the fact that she put sub only on her chat. So she's making money out of other people's. Oh, it's just, how can she do something like that? Oh, we'll just put the sub chat on. So if you want to comment on it, that you need to subscribe and pay. Why is she doing that? Why?
She said it, didn't she? She did a video or a live about it, saying like, "Well, I'm going to start putting sub only chat on. So if you want to come and troll me, then you have to pay." But it wasn't a case of trolling. Like she was literally cutting off Torian and Paige's and Alicia's support there because she knows that the majority anyone who subbed to her.
I think it was because of the bots. However, you should have just kept the comments off if that's the case, because the people that subbed were mostly. Some of them were all right, to be fair, but a lot of the comments were like, well, you've done this, you've done that, you've said this, you've said that.
Alicia, because you understand and it was on your platform, a couple of people are asking me why I'm calling Hayley a racist enabler. I know you went onto... Pardon? No, not Hayley Coleman. Oh no, maybe they thought I meant you. No, not this Hayley.
Coming for Hayley.
Oh
Jesus.
my God, no. I absolutely love Comet. No, Hayley, who's she mod for? She's in Deleted Angie's all the time, but but she also went into Troy's box after Alicia and Torian and Paige were talking to him, and she was calling, the word I seem to being brandished around all the time is bullies, saying the three of them now just like bully and troll on the app. But maybe it's worth just mentioning who this Troy guy is, because the stuff that he has written, is actually appalling.
I did say that I'm not speaking on.
Sorry.
Angie and Pearl, because I just don't want to. I can't just, unless I see them say something else, I just can't, because I'll lose my shit, and I don't want to lose my shit.
You don't want to give them second breath to one, basically.
Yeah, but Troy. So yesterday, obviously, all this stuff was happening with the lady who was exposing a guy on TikTok for being abusive, violent, etc. towards women and children. And there was a few victims, and they done it on this Troy's platform, and Troy come into my box, everything was fine, it was all cool, and then people were sending me messages that he's a racist, and then people were tagging me and stuff where there's all these messages from Troy to Pakistani people and other people, and I think one of them was about his baby mum, but I'm not entirely sure. I need to look at it all properly.
Mr. Chocolate, I want my giraffe.
And
And me.
he was using, like, when I saw the messages, I wasn't expecting them to be as horrific as they were.
Yeah, they're awful.
Yes,
It's not a date in live.
we wasn't even going to bring it up yesterday because we didn't want to take away from Tinks and what she was doing with the whole exposure of this Cockney Ben. But then Troy invited me to go live with him, and he wanted to explain himself. But when he came to explain himself, he just didn't give a shit. He was like, yeah, I did it. I did it because my kids were ill and people were attacking me. But then there's different conversations with all different people where he's using the same racial slurs. And I just think he's an out and out racist, horrible guy. And I also saw a video yesterday where he was trying to trigger an autistic guy, and he was saying things to him to really try and upset him. And just things like that. This guy cannot be put on a pedestal to be holding lives where we're talking on such serious things and wrong-uns when he's the way he is himself.
100%. And guys, this is Thingy Live. So if anybody wants to come in the boxes that agrees with Red or Pearl or anything that they're saying, as long as you come up with intelligent conversation.
Was it agreed? Can I ask Alicia, was it agreed to go on Red's platform, or did she just decide?
Troy was in there with Tam, and I obviously, because it happened on my platform yesterday, everyone was sharing Miss Red's live to me, so I went in and then I got in the box when Troy had already gone to speak about Troy, but then Angie was allowed up and Pearl was allowed up, and they both just started screaming at me. And then it just all went sideways.
It was meditated then, weren't it? I
don't think it was premeditated. I think Angie and Pearl, when they saw I was in the box, I think they thought I was going to talk about them, which I wasn't at all. I was going to talk about Troy. And then they just came in screaming at me. And I said, like, why are you letting people in to just shout and scream at me? Like, this isn't what this is about.
What did she say? What did Red say?
I don't know if Pearl dropped or Pearl got kicked, but then Angie just started talking absolute lies about what's happened. I've said that I won't speak about her and finding it really hard. But yeah, she was just lying, and anyone can take it how they want. If you want to believe her, believe her. I really couldn't give a shit at this point.
Alicia, can you send me a message on WhatsApp or somewhere of which autistic person was getting triggered, so I can go and have a look? I've got things to say on that. Definitely.
On what?
Was it Troy who was trying to trigger someone with autism?
Yeah, I'll send it.
Thank you. Yeah. Because I've got things to say on that, and you know what?
Yeah, I think it's on Comment Cafe. I think that's where I saw it, because I was looking on there yesterday to find, because I knew they'd have stuff to say about Troy.
Yeah,
it's tricky as well, because this narrative's being run that I run around trolling. Everything I say and do is on this account. I say things to people when they're ignorant, and sometimes I probably do talk down to people because they're thick, and I feel like that's the only way they'll understand.
Yeah.
If you want to call that trolling, call it trolling. Like, people have said, "Oh, you're a troll on TikTok, blah blah blah."
Hey, Jolie.
But I'm not a troll. A troll is someone who goes on.
Hi guys.
Jolene, you're echoing.
Sorry.
A troll is someone who
I'm
comes on
echoing.
fake accounts.
Yeah, drop and come back up, hun.
Yeah. Sorry.
A troll is someone who goes on fake accounts and says, hang on, let me just mute Jolene.
Hey, pop culture.
And goes around saying absolutely horrendous, horrific things like
Mr. Chop.
my trolling.
Hey, Mama G.
My trolling in inverted commas is more making people look stupid for their bullshit.
You're funny, aren't you? You've got a funny way about you where you're very witty and you're quick and you can put someone down without actually being nasty. Like,
Just fucking missed her again.
See, with Troy yesterday, right, Alicia was speaking to him in a really calm voice and was just saying basically, you know, like just calling someone out. But she called it out in a way that was actually gave him quite a lot of grace. And all I'm going to say is I was so appalled by someone, and I've never pressed an unfollow button so fast, because imagine, right, this guy's trying to say, oh, I was 15 at the time or something. Okay, the thing is, right, what I wrote at 15, you won't find anything racist on the internet that I've written, is all I'm going to say about that, right? However, I probably have written some stuff that I might be embarrassed by, and if someone was bringing it to me, I would be like, you know what, guys, I am so shocked at myself that I wrote that. And you know what, there's no excuse for language like that. And, you know, I've done some work on myself and I've had some self-reflection. And basically all he did was laugh and laugh and laugh
He just
and
found it
laugh.
funny. He completely mocked it.
He mocked it entirely, and he allowed his comment section, like more and more. I've never seen so many racist comments in such a short space of time.
I was going to say, his comments were just as bad as him, to be honest.
And he was thriving on it, right? So that's him. But aside from that, just another point around like racism in general. Everybody knows if they should be able to bring forward the George Floyd, right, and the fact that black and brown body people were saying to us like a black square and a blackout is not enough, right? That's like the least that you can do. I think what's happening is that people want us to get exhausted talking about this, that they want us to just be like, oh God, we've been talking about it since Christmas now, let's all just hope it goes away, and I don't see colour and all our blood runs the same, let's just block Pearl and get on with our lives. And actually, no, it doesn't work like that. If you're a
Can I just say, look, sorry, Button Bell, just on that point as well, see with these lives for like exposure lives and things as well, I honestly don't understand why it is all men that are trying to do these exposures when it can be quite triggering for the DV survivors, having all the men in that in there. So please, if you do have a story, Hayley Connor, Penzino's mum, they are great people. Even Fabulous Debs, she does a mental health cafe. If you don't, because I feel like all these men are somehow doing all these exposures and everything, and it just doesn't sit right with me all the time. But that's just my opinion. I know people have.
Can I just ask one question? But I was in this picture ain't mine and that name ain't mine. I'm a hidden person, right? But I used to be on TikTok. I used to have 30,000 followers on it. I used to do the stupid dances, all the trends, blah, blah, blah. Why in the past, say, year and a half, or maybe even longer, because I've been oblivious to it, why is this app turned into exposing people and chatting people's business and, let's see what we can go and find? Why is the app turned like that? Can anyone explain that to me? Or
because Facebook mums took over.
Yeah, and also, if you don't call out abhorrent behaviour, what ends up happening is it becomes a cesspool of those type of people. So if you have racist behaviour going on, or if you have men abusing women verbally on the app day in, day out, if there's no consequence to it, then they're just going to double down on their behaviour. So that's what I think that's happened. And if I'm honest, I'm pretty much just a person that listens in. I join some boxes sometimes. I speak on bits and bobs. But for me, honestly, I'm just questioning whether or not I can just step away from the lives in total, because it's just like I don't know actually what what good is
I
actually
just
coming from some stuff.
Oh, sorry, Button Bell. I know. Donna in the comments said Tix wanted Troy to do it on his platform. It was her choice, and she felt safe. And that is totally 100%. Honestly, if she does want to have Troy to do it, that is exactly her choice. But I'm just saying, with a lot of these like exposure things and that, it always seems to be like, do you know what I mean? To go to like different guys and stuff. That's just my opinion, though, and I understand if that's where she felt safe. I'm not saying her choice was bad or anything. I'm just saying that's what it seems like.
But Troy has got the right message, wrong messenger. You know what he's standing for, 100%. Like, let's stand with survivors. If you are any person that approaches me and says I'm experiencing DV, I will 100% believe you, right? Because guess what? We don't all have receipts. We don't all have evidence.
Yeah.
We're out here, and I talk from personal experience. I'm actually thinking about my survival, not whether or not I've got photographic evidence of which I didn't have a mobile for like large periods of time.
And not just that, what if, sorry Belle, but what if someone goes to Troy who's been a victim of racism and he hosts a live on racial abuse towards people and he's that way inclined himself? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I always think to myself, if you're a really hateful man and you're capable of saying things like you want to burn all mosques down, for etc., then how are you going to be trusted with any victim story? I think if you're a hateful person, you're a hateful person, and I would look into other aspects of his life. I'm not saying anything to happen, but I think if you're aggressive towards a whole race of people, there is things there that just aren't sensitive enough to cover something like that. Just in my opinion, I just think, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would question the whole character.
Sorry guys, I'm just going to say hi Andy Marie, sorry. We usually just troll on. How are you, my love?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for letting me into the box.
No problem. What's
everybody's okay. Yeah, I just, I think it was Alicia that said it, that, it's changed so much on this app. And, I have been on this app for quite some years now. And I did have a big account that got bananaed. Yeah, so I got trolled. Do you know what I mean? So I know what it's like to be trolled. And it actually got to a point where they turned up at my home. They literally turned up at my home. And
that's creepy.
Really bad. Yeah, very creepy. And it's still an investigation. It's still with the police. It's still going on, even after 2 years.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I know, it's just madness. I mean, what I do is I raise awareness for the wrongdoings with social services and try and help, sort of like, because of my experience, I try and sort of like give other mothers, parents, some kind of comfort and support. That's it. But I have seen it change a lot, and it was overnight. It just became a troll app.
It did. It really did.
A troll app. It was mad.
I only come on it in the daytime now. God knows what happens at night time. I only come on it in the daytime. And then you know what? I'm not even lying to you. As soon as I've done, when I say I'm dropping out the box soon, I'll delete the app now and I won't come back on now until Monday. Honestly, I come in the daytime. I used to be on it all the time, making stupid dances, Lord. Now, I'd be too scared to actually like come on this app and do my stupid dances and like I would.
Yeah, it's dangerous actually.
Oh, guys, by the way, that giraffe gift, that's for Mr. Chocolate. He has to help me reach that goal. I'm not expecting anybody to give me a giraffe. That was Mr. Chocolate.
Liar!
I think it was Belle who said it earlier that if you ignore these behaviours, you create like a cesspool for the behaviours to continue.
Correct. It is a cesspool.
And the reason the app's changed is because the app is allowing these behaviours.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
the app is providing the platform for all of this foolery to go on. Like, we all know full well that these people that are holding all these exposure lives, they don't provide any aftercare.
Yeah.
They all sit there with their gifts on. They all want to get the other side of the story and put DV victims in extremely vulnerable positions where they're actually being faced on directly by their abusers. And TikTok's allowing this because it's creating money for them. And this is why obviously more focus needs to be put on what TikTok is doing and what TikTok can do better, because until TikTok change, the app's not going to change, because these platforms are still going to be allowed and these platforms are still going to be able to run. There's right ways to do these exposure lives, because I do think it is important that awareness is drawn to these people, especially if they are on the app. But there's right and wrong ways to do it.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. Who? No, it's okay. Who mentioned earlier about the fact that like it's always men that do the exposures and are talking about DV and yeah, because what I'm thinking of, right, and this isn't any shade on any people who do this. I don't know people's backstories, but what I will say is that perpetrators of DV often do look quite charismatic. They often do look very different to how they are behind closed doors. And so actually, like, I think maybe that's kind of the shock that I was getting when it come across with Troy, because who he was saying he was, when actually presented with some information, you know, when someone laughs so manically because they're trying to hold back the anger, right? Yeah. And as I said, I can't speak on him because I don't know his background or anything like that. But it's just really interesting to me that actually, I think for me, I was just really coming onto TikTok and actually finding just how many women in like everyday lives have experienced DV. It was almost like, oh my God, like I've never actually spoken to other people, and I've never actually, and I've exchanged a few private messages with people. And actually maybe that needs to come of this is that there does need to be sub-only spaces for women to be able to talk, because you know,
you can say a sub-only place for women to come and talk, but what about if them women can't afford to sub? £2.69 or however much people charge for their sub. So I
know
you can run private lives. You can run. You can go on private, so people wouldn't know.
Oh, see, that's
there are still safe spaces. This is my point. There are still safe spaces within the app where women or men or any victim of domestic violence can go.
But yeah, you know what, Zoe? Like, I'm like, the thing is with Red as well is like when there's been topics spoken about on the app that are like to do, for instance, with violence against women, people do always want to say, oh, you know, but men. And yes, that is true, right? But when we look at the statistics of like, you know, 1 in 3 women will be murdered this week by an ex-partner, right? Like, I think let the men talk about, like, obviously it takes all of us. We need men to talk about women because it's the men's behaviour that needs to change if it's men on women. And, you know, obviously men are there's DV against them and men on men, you know, LGBT relationships.
Did you watch that documentary on Channel 5, My Abusive Wife, I think it was called?
Yeah.
Where that man, he went through 20 odd years of abuse from his wife.
But what I was trying to get at is that
Karma Kaz has entered the building. Hello, Karma Kaz.
Hi, Karma. Is that I don't think that we should apologise anymore for like women only spaces to talk. Like, I'm all for an inclusivity in terms of if someone identifies in a different way and not, but like actually there are some issues and topics which like it is women central, because if you've had a male relationship where a male has been violent towards you, then actually like you might not always feel comfortable or safe talking in a space where there's other men. And I think
and that's the point that I was getting at, is that there are spaces on the app where people are holding these domestic violence lives that allow women to go in and speak, and they provide education and support. There are spaces for men, there are mixed spaces. These spaces do exist.
I do want to say that I don't think that a safe space actually exists on this app, though, I have to say. Even if something is...
Oh, sorry, Karma, I missed your show last night. I don't know what was said. Was he respectful? That's good.
Yeah, like, I don't think that anywhere on TikTok can realistically be
portrayed as a safe space, because
agree.
they're not. And if it is a sub only live, then that gives that you've got to weigh into the fact that then people are then having to pay to get into it. And I think that comes that comes with its own issues if you're having to pay to get into these spaces. But yeah, because anyone can join these lives, anyone can go and make a new account and go in and troll. And it does worry me sometimes when these lives take place, because I understand it's great to have someone to go and talk, but if you go in there, if you are someone who might be like really triggered by something, we need to remember that there still could be someone who goes in there wanting to cause harm. And
just on the back of that as well, Miss Baguette, you're totally right in what you're saying, and a lot of people are saying it's never truly private on TikTok. I 100% agree with that. This is why in my lives I always say to you guys, please do not go into boxes and not like trauma dump, but telling your story can be a lot, especially in different boxes for people that might actually come for you.
Is Karma Kaz still here? Sorry.
Yeah, I think so. Also, if you make
people ask you for receipts, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, sorry guys, can I just finish? Sorry. Also, guys, because if I don't say this, I'll never get it out, and then I'll totally forget. What I'm saying is, trusting people on the app. Do you know what I mean? These are people you have just met over the internet. Like, I'll speak to like Miss Baguette, Hayley, like Button Bell, Frankie, etc. But trusting people off an app that you have literally just met off an app in real life, people need to earn your trust rather than you just trusting them straight off. Please be aware that it can come back to bite you. Look at what happened with Miss Red. She was under the illusion that nobody would talk about messages that she sent. They did. Please always seek out professionals. That's why I've got numbers pinned to the top of my page. There's a lot of safe spaces. You can text numbers now. Please just look after yourselves as well.
Well said, Mary.
Can I say something, guys? I think I've shared on my page. There's a list of all support networks. So you've got Refuge. I think Women's Aid, Samaritans. So there is. I have just posted something, so you can go and have a look at that. And there's a screenshot. It's got numbers for support agencies. Out of TikTok sort of thing, like real.
And if you haven't got access to a mobile phone, you can because just in case you haven't got access to mobile phones or the internet or anything like that, you can go to your doctors as well.
Guys, anybody able to jump down? Because I've got fabulous Deb in the comments. She does mental health stuff.
I'll jump down.
Oh, thank you so much, Leanne. You can come back up after, but I just know that Deb's runs really good stuff on this. Just while we're chatting on it.
I just asked Karma Kaz if he's seen the stuff on Troy, because when I went into Kaz's live last night, he was saying, Troy's all right. But I don't believe that if he had seen everything that he would back that, because I know that he's a decent person. As much as we've had to-dos in boxes here and there about bullshit.
Karma Kaz, you're welcome to come up if you want.
I've been watching him and he's like a decent human being.
Yeah, Karma is actually a real one. Karma is an absolute
thank you,
real
Milsey.
one.
Milsey, there's loads.
And I would say that I've only been in Mary's, I think, twice, but Karma, it's not like delusive boundaries.
No, Karma Kaz is like how we all feel, and he's saying what we're all thinking, like decent human beings are thinking.
He was my husband,
Liar.
I am liar.
We had a fallout. He's slowly working his way back in, though, Karma.
I think I was just in the queue. I don't know if I'm still in
Someone in the comments.
I'm undecided. If he keeps his sunglasses on, I probably would.
To find if you want to read the messages, if you type in Troy Holt Tattle, it'll bring up a tattle page about him, and I think it's like 7 pages long. But if you scroll, it doesn't take long. Scroll through.
Hiya. I'll just be a second, Jed. Alicia, that's what I've sent. I've sent them. I got sent them last night. I hadn't seen them all myself, but I have sent them to him this morning, or just about lunchtime.
Yeah, thank you, Lindsay. I left his live when he was saying, Troy's all right. I was like, I can't sit and listen to this.
Yeah, but he's over in Europe at the moment. His FYP's all over the place. He's not getting all UK TikTok, on his FYP, so he probably hadn't seen them. So I have sent what was given to me.
Brilliant! Thanks for that.
I'm not sure what that name says in the comments. Is it Wasp?
Miriam, jumping out. See you soon.
Thanks, Han.
No, we're not
Troy's
doing
a
that
good
here.
guy, but you know.
Flaps, you've muted Mr. Mr. Chocolate. You've got like 90 accounts. Until you gift me a giraffe, I'll let my mods mute you all.
I just want to know how you can say he's a good guy. Like, have you read the messages that he sent? Because, like, after reading those messages, if anybody I had any respect for had said those things, calling them a good guy would be the last thing I'd be saying about them.
And it's not just about racism. He's done things to autistic people. He said things about things that he'll do to women in a violent way.
He's been honest about his PLM days.
So what? You're still in the PLM.
Do you know what I mean? Surely as soon as you even have any connection to PLM, you're a scumbag.
It doesn't matter if you're honest about being a racist. You're still a racist.
Listen, Paul Breach, if Paul Breach come in here and he outed a massive nonce ring, he wouldn't be credible because he's a nonce. This is what we're saying. Like, he's not credible. He's not a credible person to hold.
Sorry, who was in PLM?
Awareness on anyone.
Who was in PLM?
He's saying Troy was.
Hello, Karma.
Hi, Karma.
Hi, Karma.
How's it going? Hey, listen, I didn't know anything about that Troy guy before I did that live last night. I literally went on that Observer YouTube channel, seeing the Ben thing, because I was getting tagged in loads of little like snippets of that live, and I just watched it through, and I think like 20 minutes into it or 30 minutes into it, I just cut it off. I said he was a nice guy and stuff because I don't know him to say he's not a nice guy. That's all I've seen of him. He's doing an awareness video on something, and then.
No, but literally, I was in a box with him 24 hours ago, and I was being nice to him.
We were bigging him up.
He was nice too, and then like an hour later, that's when I've seen it all.
The racism stopped.
Yeah, it's basically turned out that he's wrong in Karma, and he shouldn't be holding live. Yeah,
He's not just a racist who's like, as I was saying, like all of us can say things and blame them on our youth and all that type of stuff, but it was the fact that when presented calmly with the information, he was doubling down on it, and Taurine and Paigey were basically being laughed at and mocked, and so he stands, by what he's saying, because he said, look, yeah, I hold my hands up, but there was nothing. It's same as like with Pearl, Pearl's approach. He's just like the male version of her, like, yeah, call me a racist, I don't care. So what you're doing then is agreeing that you are one.
I know this is a really serious live, but Karma, could you just say hello to Mary Motormouth for us, please?
No, what?
Just say hello to Mary.
You're right, Mary Motormouth. How's it going?
We're back together.
You're welcome. I love you. Bye.
No, Karma, we're not going to
clout.
We're not having a go at you either, because obviously you didn't know what he was like, because I never knew what he was like until yesterday either. I thought he would have been all right to hold it. So we're not holding anything against you, because obviously you didn't know the situation.
No, it's sweet. Like, normally if I'm at home, I can have a look through the day and like favourite stuff on the FYP and watch videos before I put them up, but I'm away at the minute for a month and a bit, so I literally only have the evening, so I just come on, and if there's a video on YouTube about something, I'll just watch it, or if people's tag me and stuff, I'll just watch it. And a lot of the time I've not seen it beforehand, so I don't know what it's pretty bad on my behalf. I don't really know what I'm getting into, so to speak, so this is just a lesson. I don't know anything about him, so yeah, obviously don't condone anything.
You'll start.
I think everyone was asking if you'd been updated.
You'll start to realise soon that there's so many fucking wrong-uns on this app. People you think are the nicest people, they're pieces of shit.
Hey, if you could see my block list, it's unreal. Like every time.
I was on it. I got 3.
Am I on it?
You got 3. Listen, there's a few people. I've seen someone say before why I'm on the block list. I'm sorry, I've unblocked you. I think it was Paigey or something.
Paigey, baby.
I must have mistaken you being in a drama live or something, and I just block people if you might not have said anything. You probably didn't say anything, but if I just see people like talking crap about stuff, I just block them because I can't be arsed.
Can I be the first person you follow back, Karma? I'll follow you if you follow me.
Oh, you put me on the spot.
Yeah, come on. I literally.
Follow me.
I'll do it when I've got better signal.
Come on, Karma.
I'll follow you if you follow me back as well.
You're like my brother from another mother. We're both doing the same thing on the app, and I just feel like I earned it.
We are. Listen, my follow back means nothing. You're doing great. If anything, your follow to me means more than my follow to you.
Oh, God.
Big up, Karma.
Right.
Karma the charmer.
Mrs. Karma.
Karma's trying to get out of following me. Like,
Mrs. Karma, you get out of those comments because it's me.
We're going to drop off because my signal's really bad.
Oh my God.
See you later. Have a good one.
Bye, Karma. I will see you later.
Yeah, I didn't think he would be stood by.
Why am I actually blushing? Oh my God.
I've just been blown out and rejected on the app for the 19th time this week.
Karma is married with 2 children
Actually,
and
my
a dog.
husband.
I won't reject you, Hayley.
Well,
I know you forget. I'll get in your bread anytime.
Well, that's made my day, I have to say.
Did anyone see Karma's live the other night where he just comes on and then he's like, just brings up the footage and then he's like, I don't really know what's going on here. I don't know the people. I don't know what's going on here. He's like, this is the FYP and I literally don't have a clue what is going on. It's just like for every clip, I think, it makes sense now of him saying that he just literally favourites it. But there's so many people. Like every clip that is shown on an FYP at the moment is just people being really unkind and horrible to each other.
Well, I tried to make a story out of the FYP yesterday on my show, and I got bananaed off TikTok Studio because they said it wasn't original content, but it was like a puppet storybook show. I'm like, excuse me.
Honestly, the amount of my videos, when I used to make videos like the songs and stuff, the amount of the analytics have flagged it off the FYP because it's not original content. Like I literally made every single part of it. What are you talking about? Yeah.
I love how all the girls are fangirling Karma Kaz in the comments. I know. What is about him? He needs to leave the
I was
glasses
so
on.
sure I could guilt him into a follow back then. Nothing. Poor signal. I've had that all week this week. There's like the 19th man on TikTok that's blown me out this week.
I think he never had a clear signal.
If he would have only wanted signal, he would have done it, I think.
I'll give him a signal.
I only wanted a follow back from him. Do you know what I mean? I only wanted a follow back. It's not like, with Fat Freak, I asked him to bum me. That was different. But I just wanted to follow back on this occasion.
Hayley, if Karma doesn't follow EQ, he's not going to follow anyone.
Well, I'm literally going to bin off all the crime now and just put myself as Karma's best friend. I'm going to change my name.
Do it, Hayley.
It's about him.
But you've not met me. I'm Martha status here. I will inbox him 40 million times on 50 different accounts until he follows me.
He does message me back if I message him. He does message me back, so he's not rude. I have to say,
I've never actually noticed. Only when I just clicked when you said follow me back, can I be your first follower? I'd never realised that he's never followed anyone back.
I didn't know that either until the other night.
No, he does. Message back. Like he asked me to stop sending photos of me wearing just cardigans and moccasins, and I said, "Look, I'll stop."
Sorry, Tippy's my baby reindeer. I know you're the original Martha.
Do we think? Do you? I don't know if people agree with this, but I'm just going to say it because it's a point that's been on my mind for a while about the racism. Do you think that at the end of the day, keep going into Angie's box and Pearl's box and stuff is just enabling them further because we already know they're racist and they're not going to change?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I've.
I can understand why people do it at the same time.
Come to realise this.
I do understand why people do it. Yeah, I do. Like, obviously, the rage, you just go over there and you'd be like, actually, F you, right? But I do think, if I log into a live, I'll just say, Paige is in it, so I can say to Paige, right? If I log into Paige's and she's gone over there, then I just log out because I'm just I can't watch anymore because I know she's going to get upset. I know she's not going to get anything from these people. I know they are literally just going to bait her further. And I know that for other people watching it as well, it's just it's just to repeat, wash and repeat.
There's no educating these people at all.
Yeah, when Paige rises up.
What I would respect more, Paige is so intelligent. Oh, she's here. So she's so intelligent. Her poetry will change the world. So I would love her just to go live on her own platform, do her poetry, talk about what they're saying even on her own platform. But I just hate her letting them just keep hurt her.
No, it's so funny. Me and Chop had exactly the same conversation today, Hayley. And do you know what it is? When I go in there lately, we don't notice, it's the toxic side of me that goes in. So I don't actually go in and be all calm and educate. I did used to, you see me trying for hours, but nowadays I don't know what it is. It's when they go in. I don't care if they're talking about us, like any of us in this box, any of us, just saying, oh, they don't like us or whatever. Yeah, but you know when they lie, like when I heard Angie being all like SIM to Alicia and Torian, and then lying, saying we said mad things, like saying we're racist and we said this is the gypsy traffic community, all that stuff. I can't help myself. I have to go in there and cuss all their little blood clots out. It's toxic. I know, but I need to stop, but I can't do it because I just want to shout at them because I think, how fucking dare you in front of thousands of people sit there and cuss us out 24/7 and call us bullies when you're all sat there bitching about everyone in this book. You know, they've had a problem at some point or mentioned our names for some reason or another.
I do get it. I just like the other day when like only Tony held like 4 lives about me, I blocked him and I thought, I'm not going over there. We're not going to talk. Like, you've proved to me now, yeah, you're the right people. So actually, if people ask me about it, I'm going to address it calmly and in my best light on my own profile and say, look, I don't know what I've done to this man. I don't like him. That's done. Same with Tam. She made a video about me yesterday. She's never going to get a reply out of me. You know, there's no way in hell because you've proved to me you're a shit person. I haven't got time for it.